Today we'll talk about the reading subtest, and we'll start with the reading subtest structure. The reading subtest has three parts. The first part is part A, and you will take this part in a separate setting in 15 minutes, and after that they will collect the answer booklet, and after that you will start a new setting for the part B and part C together. Part A is an expeditious reading task in 15 minutes. It assesses your ability to locate specific information from 4 short texts in a quick and efficient manner. The 4 short texts relate to a single healthcare topic, and you must answer 20 questions in 15 minutes. The types of questions in this part could be matching, sentence completion, and short answer questions. After you finish this part, you will start a new setting or a new exam for the rest of parts, part B and part C. And this will take about 45 minutes. In part B, it assesses your ability to identify the detail, gist, or main point of 6 short texts sourced from the healthcare workplace with a word length 100 to 150 words each. The text might consist of extracts from policy documents, hospital guidelines, manuals, or internal communications such as emails or memos. For each text, there is one 3-option multiple choice question. So you have to choose a single correct answer of 3 options. While in part C, it assesses your ability to identify detailed meaning and opinion in 2 texts on topics of interest to healthcare professionals, and word length for each text of about 800 words each. For each text, you must answer 8 4-option multiple choice questions. So in part C, the type of questions or the structure, it's an 4-option multiple choice question. So you have to choose the correct answer of 4 choices or 4 options, while in part B, 3 options only. Okay, so the total for the total of the questions in each part. In part A, there will be 20 questions, while in part B, 6 questions. In part C, 16 questions. Question types in part A. Part A, you will have 20 questions in 15 minutes. Questions from 1 to 7, it's matching questions, okay? While questions from 8 to 14, it's short answers, so short answers questions. While questions from 15 to 20, sentence completion questions. And the sequence to answer these 20 questions, I advise you to start answering the questions from this point. Start with the question number 8, and finish till question number 20, and after that go back to question number 1 to 7. And this technique is because that when you answer or when you start answering questions from 8 to 20, you will take an overview and you will know the data or information mentioned in the 4 texts. So it's very easy to go back and start answering these 7 questions rapidly, okay? And with practicing, you will know that this method or this technique, it will be very helpful and supportive to you. Okay, this is a sample for part A, reading part A. These are four texts: text A, text B, text C, and text D. The technique to start reading and answering the 20 questions for these four short texts, you have to scan and detect titles and subtitles first. And this uh, should be happened very rapidly, within 1 or 2 minutes only. So briefly, just locate or underline the titles and subtitles, okay? And locate the alarming or the important information as much as you can. So in the first text, as you see, we determined or located or underlined the titles and subtitles. And after that, briefly, we located the important information in each text. And in this text, we located also the titles and subtitles. And after that, we highlighted under the technique or methods for examination when there is a fracture. And here we located the pharmacology of a certain drug, which is for morphine, and here the dosage for the adult. And we noticed that the adult mentioned twice here. And here we have numbers, okay? So this is the important information or keywords or alarming data that could be useful or important for you to answer the questions. While question types in part B, there are 6 short extracts and you will have 6 MCQs. Don't consume more than 2 minutes for each question. The technique is read the text and after that question prompt and hit your correct answer. This is a sample of part B questions. Okay, this is the text. So you have to read the text first, and after that, go to the question prompt, read the question prompt after reading the text, and locate your correct answer. And you should not consume more than 2 minutes to answer this question. The provided answers could be a correct answer, or a contradicting answer, or not mentioned at all, or mentioned but the meaning is too specific or too generalized. And both of these choices are wrong, incorrect. So this is the only correct answer. Contradicting, this is wrong. Not mentioned, wrong. Mentioned but too specific or too generalized, also wrong. Okay, could you tell me what's the correct answer of this slide? You can take 1 or 2 minutes to read and answer this slide if you can. So I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Thank you, Dr. Aaron, Dr. Abdullah. Yes, that's right. The correct answer is B. That's right. Dr. Abdullah, no, it's B. Okay, great. Don't worry, we'll practice 6 questions now. This is the correct answer for the previous question. And this is our practice. Just let me explain the sequence for this practice. Once I click this slide, this question will disappear, and after that, this timer will be started 1 minute. So consume this 1 minute for reading the text, and after that, you will consume another 1 minute for reading the question prompt and reading the answer and find the correct answer. So let's start. Okay, time's up. Let's see your answers. Okay, but excuse me, I can't pronounce your name. Um, Ais, oh, what's your name? Could you tell me the doctor after Erin? Aisha. Okay, okay, Dr. Aisha. Okay, actually, the correct answer is C. That's right. But let me choose one of you to discuss this question. Dr. Abdullah, can you unmute your mic and start talking with me? Dr. Abdullah? Hello. Okay, Dr. Abdullah Ahmed, the next one. Dr. Abdullah Ahmed. But my phone had a problem. Okay. Uh, Dr. Aisha.
So, hello.
Hello, Dr. Aisha. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
My name is Dr. Ibtihal Rashid.
But your voice, I can't hear you well.
I'm Dr. Ibtihal. Hello.
Can you raise up your voice more loudly?
Hello. Hello.
I'm hearing you, but not very well.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Uh, I'm Dr. Ibtihal. Ibtihal Rashid.
Dr. Abdihal. Okay.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Abdihal.
Mm.
Um, could you tell me what's the correct answer and why did you choose this answer?
Uh, because sometimes we just remember that must and always are wrong, and I start with the last option C, because here in the last paragraph there is, if necessary the nurse in charge should arrange for the key to be held in neighboring ward or department, that the responsibility can be delegated to another department.
Yes, that's right. So the responsibility can be referred to another department.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Um,
right.
and it's sometimes tricky. All the answers are mentioned in the paragraph,
Hmm.
and we have to exclude. I think it's a matter of exclusion, because all answer is there in the text.
Okay. So what you are trying to say that the other answers are tricky, and the answer C, this is the most proper
Relevant.
and correct answer, which fits the last the last two or the last sentence in this paragraph.
Yes, I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, you are true. Here, this this section means that can refer or negate or dispute or empower the responsibility for another word. So this is right.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank
The next question. Okay. Okay, doctors, let's see what your answers. Dr. Dia A, Dr. Tomba A, Irene, Aisha. Yes, that's right. The correct answer is A. And let me choose one of you to discuss this question. Dr. Tomba,
Yes, Dr. Sam.
how are
Assalamu
you?
alaikum.
Hi.
Yes, I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, could you
Hmm.
tell me why did you choose this answer?
Yes, because I choose this because the answer was the seeking consent for a post-mortem examination. It is necessary to. So I was searching this such a line, and I found that a similar line like on third sentence, the person consenting will need an explanation of the
Yeah,
reason for the post-mortem examination and what it hopes to achieve. So it gave a valid reason for conducting it. So for this reason, I'm thinking that it's the answer of this question.
great. So you said that the correct answer, which is A, fits this
Hmm.
part, starting from the
Hmm.
person consenting will need an
Hmm.
explanation for the reasons for blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. What about answer B? Allow all relatives the
Hmm.
opportunity to decline it.
Yeah, here the issue regarding this, the last line was there, but on last line that many relatives are more prepared for the consenting procedure if they have had time to think about it beforehand. So I'm not thinking that here any issue are telling about like seeking consent for a postmortem examination, because postmortem examination doesn't depend on relatives choice or relatives opportunity to decline it or accept it.
So
So
do you see or do you think that this answer is mentioned or contradicting or not mentioned at all?
uh, I'm not thinking like that, because here in this third sentence now, on this third sentence it's clearly uh, clearly written about and telling about that it's a valid reason for conducting it, but relatives issue, I'm not thinking that it's contradictory here. I'm not thinking.
Okay. And what about the last answer? Only right the
Only
subject after death has occurred.
only raise the subject after death has occurred. Yeah, should be made. Yes, here the fourth and fifth, that the first approach should be made as soon as it is apparent that a post-mortem examination may be desirable, as there is no need to wait until the patient has died. Okay, but it's the approach. Here, the approach of the post-mortem examination, that talking about this, the approach. But here questions is telling about the seeking consent, and consent why necessary to, so for conducting it give a valid reason. I'm thinking that it's the appropriate answer would be the third sentence which it is written.
Okay, thank you. I understand you, but I'm discussing you the other possible answers and why did you exclude these answers. But you are right. The right answer is, or the correct answer is A. Thank you, Dr. Tumbo. Okay, let's go for the next question. think that the whole meaning or purpose or goal of this text is to recommend a procedure for waste separation? You choose the C, right? Is it right?
No, B. I
B.
choose B.
Okay, B. Okay. Do you think that this text or the whole meaning or purpose or goal of this text is to give guidance on certain safety procedures? Tell me, why did you choose this answer? Why?
Mm,
Okay, can you read this paragraph loudly? Read it. Read it.
hospital waste hospital waste management materials with high fuel values such as plastics, paper, card, and dry textile will help maintain high incineration temperature. If possible, a good mix of waste material should be added with each batch. This can best be achieved by having the various type of waste material loaded in separate bags at source, wards, and laboratories, and clearly labeled. It's not recommended that the operator sorts and mixes waste prior to incineration as this potentially hazardous. If possible, some plastic material should be added with each batch of waste as this burn is at high temperature. However, care and judgment will be needed as too much plastic will create dense dark smoke. Mm, Again, I will read the choices. Mm, mm, I think again could be B and A.
Okay, let's talk about B. B, give guidance on certain safety procedures. Okay,
Mm,
do you see that these instructions is just to give guidance on safety procedures?
no.
So why did you choose this option?
Mm,
Okay, let's talk about C. Recommend
mm.
a procedure for waste separation.
I think he didn't talk about waste separation.
Yes,
He
that's
mainly
right.
talk about adding some materials to avoid creating dense dark smoke.
So you excluded this option because
Uh,
you feel that this is not mentioned at all in this text, or it's not specific to the purpose or the goal of this text. And what about A? Help maximize its efficiency.
uh, I think now is the correct answer.
Okay, could you tell me why did you feel that this the correct answer?
Start reading from last two lines. Some plastic material should be added with each batch of waste as this burns at high temperature. Current judgment also as too much plastic will create dense dark smoke. Because by adding this plastic material will increase the efficiency of the incineration.
Okay, and add to that the meaning of the whole or the purpose of the whole uh, paragraph is talking about how to maximize its efficiency. So sometimes in the OOT, you have to not just locate a certain sentence or a certain part of a paragraph. No, you have to read the whole paragraph and uh, draw out the meaning or the goal of this text or this paragraph. Okay,
That's right.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So the correct answer is A. Another question.
Yes,
How are you?
sir. Assalamualaikum, sir. How are you? I'm fine.
Okay. Uh, could you tell me why did you choose this answer?
At first, when I see the question, I just read A, B, C, and uh, I first evaluate the answer A and C excluded because this is not, I think, in generally not suitable. Then and I read the paragraph. Then the second paragraph, evaporation. The device allow more time for evaporation of the propellant so that a large proportion of the particles can be inhaled and deposited in the lungs. So I think it will be the suitable answer uh, for choosing B, sir.
Okay. So from my point of view, I think it's B, starting from in addition till corticosteroids. All these 3 or 4 rows are telling us that the spacer enable a patient to receive more of the prescribed medicine. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about answer A? Patients should not should try out a number of devices with their inhaler. Is it
The
mentioned
number
here
of
or not mentioned at all?
no, sir, didn't mention here. I didn't get this point.
Okay. And what
Number
about
of
children
devices.
should be given spaces which are smaller than those of adults or for adults?
Sir, in fourth line, they said that space devices are particularly useful to patients with poor inhalation technique for children, for patients requiring higher doses, for nocturnal eczema, and for patients prone to candidates with inhaled corticosteroids. So poor inhalation technique so useful for using space devices so they can use more dose by using this device, I think, sir.
Okay, actually, this choice or this answer, it's too specific, and this is not the aim or not the goal of this part or this text. This is an example of mentioned data, but it's too specific because here the size of the spacer is important. The larger spaces, which are one-way valve, being most effective. In this um, answer, children should be given spaces which are smaller than those for adults. This is equal meaning for what mentioned here, but this is too specific, and this is not what I'm searching for, and this is not what the this text trying to tell us. Because the main purpose of this context or this text is to trying telling us that this spacer is more helpful and valuable for patients who want to receive more amount of drugs. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Dr. Aisha, Irene, Abdullah, Tumba chose A. Okay, yes, that's right. The correct answer is A. And let me choose one of you to discuss this question. Dr. Ahmed Amin Al-Hawari.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. How are you, Dr. Ahmed?
Fine, alhamdulillah. I choose A.
Okay, why did you choose this answer?
In the third line, there is bid rails can be used as safety devices intended to reduce risk. Okay.
Yeah, you see that this is the only sentence which fits the answer A.
And also, this is due to bid rail entrapment to occur less than 1 every 2 years, and they are avoidable.
Okay.
And also, there is all the paragraph
Yes.
mentioned there is
Yes, that's right. At the start, the writer uh, is trying to tell us that there is a risk of falling from bid, and this is why the bid rails are very important and helpful for the patients. And on the other hand, after that, he or she mentioned again that there is a risk of bid rails usage for bid rail entrapment. Let me here. While this due to bid rail entrapment, so this is a risk for bid rail usage. But he compared between the risks and the benefits of this bid rails. And after that, let me locate the here. Hospital settings there may be a greater risk of harm to patients who fall out of bed. So this is clearly means that the benefits of patients of using bed rails can outweigh the dangers. And also the whole meaning of this paragraph is fitting with this answer. Okay, thank you, Dr. Ahmed. The last question. Have you answered this question?
Yeah, my answer, I think it is A.
A? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you read this text loudly?
Respiratory stimulant
Analytic drugs.
analytic drugs have a limited place in treatment of ventilatory failure in patients with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. They are effective only when they given by intravenous injection or infusion and have a short duration of action. Their use has largely been replaced by ventilatory support. However, occasionally when ventilatory support is contraindicated and in patients with hypercapnic respiratory failure who are becoming drowsy or comatose, respiratory stimulant in short term may arouse patients sufficiently to cooperate and clear their secretions. Respiratory stimulant can also be harmful in respiratory failure since they stimulate non-respiratory as well as respiratory muscles. They should only be given under expert supervision in hospital and must be combined with active physiotherapy. At present, there is no oral respiratory stimulant available for long-term use in chronic respiratory failure.
Okay, why did you choose this answer? Your answer
Uh, mm,
telling us that
I feel this is the most one near to the near to the this topic itself. But really, I'm not sure about it. I just feel this is the most one that I can choose.
okay.
But
This answer,
yeah, but I am sure about it or not. Really, I don't know.
this answer is telling us that it's useful for patients who are not fully responsive. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you locate where this sentence or this topic or the not fully responsive patient mentioned here?
That this exactly not mentioned as it, but by
Okay.
meaning only, like for comatose or drowsy, hypercapnic
Starting from here,
respiratory failure who are
however, occasionally when ventilator support is contraindicated
support
and patient with
contraindicated in patients with hypercapnic respiratory failure who are becoming drowsy or comatose. So contraindicated. So useful in non-responsive? No, I don't think so. Yeah,
okay.
I think I am wrong.
Okay, this is you are trying to say that this is a paraphrasing for this section. So the same meaning, but with a different structure.
Yeah, I just choose it. I choose it according to this. Yeah, I feel like unresponsive, fully unresponsive. It means here comatose or drowsy, like that. I just make.
Okay, what about B? Injections of these drugs will limit the need for physiotherapy.
I don't think so. This it will be because
Physiotherapy is mentioned in the last section, starting from here. But let us read this. Respiratory stimulants can also be harmful
harmful
respiratory failure.
respiratory failure. Yeah. Since they stimulate non-respiratory as well as respiratory muscle, they should only be given under expert supervision in hospital and must combine with active physiotherapy. At present, there is no oral respiratory stimulant available for long-term use in chronic respiratory failure. Not limited use because should be, as I understand from the task here, it should be used under supervision. It means that it is somehow it's danger.
Okay. But here, the answer is telling us that injections of these drugs will limit the need of physiotherapy or for physiotherapy. Physiotherapy is mentioned here. They should only be given under expert supervision in hospital and must be combined with active physiotherapy.
This is wrong.
This is wrong.
Answer B is wrong.
Contradicting what mentioned here. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
While C, care should be taken if they are used over an extended period. Care should be taken if they are used over an extended period. It's talking about timing for the duration for treatment. Is it mentioned here regarding timing?
Regarding timing.
Should be taken if they are used over an extended period.
I couldn't find something here meaning close to this meaning exactly. But I feel it is right. But where exactly here in this task, I cannot find it really. If you ask me about the sentence
Okay,
or the
try
paragraph.
read it again briefly. Regarding the care, is it mentioned or not? Care should be taken if they are used over an extended period. Starting from here.
Treatment of ventilatory failure in patients with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. They are effective only when they are given by intravenous injection or injection and have a short duration of action. They are effective only when they are given intravenous injection or infusion and have a short duration of action. And the used largely have been replaced the ventilatory support. However, occasionally, when ventilatory support is contraindicating and in patients with hypercapnic or respiratory failure who are becoming drowsy or comatose, respiratory stimulant short term may arouse the patient sufficiently to cooperate and clear their secretions. Care itself, I cannot find care itself, but I feel the right answer is C for me. I change it from A to C.
Okay, but why did you choose this? Why did you change your mind about the correct answer? Why? This is what I'm asking about. I want the reason.
Yeah, the reason here because in A, I did not concentrate exactly regarding not fully responsive. This word not, I did not concentrate about this one. So after I read the task, after I read the second paragraph again, I discovered that no, it should be for responsive for responsive patients here. Care should be taken if they use over the extended period. Care, because B absolutely it is wrong. It is not
Okay,
going with some. Yeah,
you excluded B. Okay,
yeah.
and what about A and C?
I feel it is C. Yeah, I choose A first, but now I feel it's C.
But I'm still asking you about the reason. You have to practice for this. You have to choose the correct answer upon a reason or depending on a reason. So let's take a brief look here. Their use has largely been replaced by ventilatory support. However, occasionally when ventilatory support is contraindicated, the ventilatory support is contraindicated, and in patients with hypercapnic respiratory failure who are becoming drowsy or comatose, respiratory stimulants in the short term, okay,
Mm.
may arouse patients sufficiently to cooperate and clear their secretions. So here is talking about the unresponsive or not fully responsive patients with short-term treatment. Okay, this
Okay.
this part, respiratory stimulants can also be harmful in respiratory failure since they stimulate non-respiratory as well as respiratory muscles. They should only be given under expert supervision in hospital and must be combined with active physiotherapy. At present, there is no oral respiratory stimulant available for long-term use in chronic respiratory failure. For C, care should be taken if they are used over an extended period. From this part, their usage has largely been replaced with ventilator. Till here is telling you that, as I mentioned earlier, that this is not fully responsive. Here, the patient is not fully responsive, and talking about a short-term treatment, not
Mm.
extended period.
Short term, yeah.
Okay.
So short term period, not extended period. Short term may cause arousal and patient. Yes.
Okay. This is the end of practicing for part B. While the last thing for question types in part C. Part C will have two large texts. Each text has 7 or 8 paragraphs, and each text has 8 MCQs, and you have to uh, answer each question in 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes for each question. Okay, in each question, there will be the question prompt, and while reading the question prompt, you will find or locate the possible answer where you have to read. So the sequence is to read the question prompt to locate the paragraph, and after that read the text of this paragraph and go again for the question prompt, and after that answer or choose your correct answer. Again, you read the question prompt just to locate the paragraph, then read this paragraph, and after that go again, read the question prompt, and lastly hit your correct answer. This is a sample for the questions in part C, reading part C. Here's the text, large text. Actually, this is just 4 paragraphs of 7 or 8 paragraphs. So there's another paper for this question or for this part. And here's 3 questions only of 6, of 7 or 8. And this is the question prompt, and these are the answers for option MCQs. So you have to choose one correct answer of 4. As I told you, you have to locate the paragraph, where to read the paragraph to find the correct answer. And you can do that while reading the question prompt and locate what mentioned and where. So Mary mentioned firstly here in the first paragraph, in the first row or first sentence. So you have to read this paragraph to answer this question. And for this question, effort substitution, this is phrase is mentioned here. So you have to read this paragraph. Okay. After that, in the third question, it's clearly mentioned that you have to read the second paragraph. Okay. So again, read here to find your correct answer. So again, the sequence is just to take a brief look on the question prompt and locate where to read and find your answer. And after that, read the answer, read the text, and go back to answer the correct answer. Again, the provided answer could be correct answer, contradicting answer, not mentioned at all, or mentioned but the meaning is too specific, or the meaning is too generalized. Okay, let's practice for part C. You will have 6 minutes to answer these 3 questions. Okay. After that, we'll move to the second slide, another 3 questions. So the sum of questions are 6 questions, and you have to write your answers, the 6 answers on chat in single row. So try to write down your correct answer on a piece of paper, and at the end of these 2 slides, answer or write the 6 answers on the chat or at the chat. Okay, let's go for the next slide. And after that, we will see and discuss the correct answers. Okay, let's start with Dr. Dia.
Okay,
How are you, Dr. Dia? Okay,
I'm fine.
tell me, why did you choose this answer for question number 7?
Question number 7, I choose the answer A. It
Okay.
was entirely preventable. Because if it takes the correct drug and Mary didn't take the drug called chlorhydroxidine, it wouldn't be done.
Okay, so you are trying to say that this is a clearly preventable mistake.
Yes.
Yes. If anyone has any other choice or opinion, can highlight or mention that at our chat to discuss that. But yes, it's right that the answer, it was entirely preventable, because this mistake was done and was preventable if they follow or give her the correct treatment. Okay, Dr. Tomba.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, can you tell me what's your answer for this question number 8?
Uh, Here the questions mean that by the phrase effort substitutions in the second paragraph, like the main of this phrase.
Okay,
So I penalized it A, like monetary resources are diverted unnecessarily. But here other contradictory answer, I'm just niggling on my mind that staff focus their attentions on a limited number of issues. So um,
okay. Firstly, let me know what's your answer. You
my answer
find
is monetary resource. Yes, my answer is monetary resources are diverted unnecessarily.
okay,
It's my answer.
okay.
Mhm.
Why did you choose this answer?
I chose this because here the second paragraph, on the second paragraph on the fourth, yes, is the fourth line or fourth sentence. It's written like financial incentives are widely used, but recent evidence suggests that they have little effect. There's a danger that they tend to encourage a food substitution. Um, so I'm thinking, and if I, after the lines, if I read this, like explains Dixon Hoods, in other words, people concentrate on the areas that are being incentivized but neglect other areas. So I'm thinking that, is it in on monetary services or in which sector they are telling? It's not even necessarily conscious neglect. People have only a limited amount of time, so it's inevitable they focus on areas that are measured and rewarded. So I'm thinking like near to the effort substitutions, the mean of this phase monetary, like I'm penalize this, like monetary resources are diverted unnecessarily.
Mhm. Okay, and what about um, starting from here after
Mm-hmm.
explanation? In other words, till the end.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see
Mm-hmm.
this fits with
Uh,
your answer?
no, this this is fitting with the C.
Yes,
Staff focus their attention on a limited number of issues. So
yes,
I'm so
that's right.
confused.
Yes, that.
Because if okay, okay.
Mhm. Because here the people
Mhm.
are concentrating on areas that are being incentivized but neglect
Mhm.
other areas. So this is there are limitation
Mhm.
for the number of issues.
Mhm.
So that's why the correct answer is C. Staff focus their attention on a limited number of issues, and
Mhm.
the meaning. This is the meaning for
Mhm.
the effort substitution starting from, in other words, till the end.
Mhm. So, Dr. Sam, you wanna say like here written about that is meant by the phrase effort substitutions, and in the paragraph it's written that in other words it's the same meaning
Yes,
meant by
that's
the
right.
phrase or in
Yeah,
other. Oh, okay, okay,
yes,
okay.
this is
Got it.
the paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing. Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Ahmed Amin.
By quoting Dixon Woods in the second paragraph, the writer shows that the professor understands why healthcare employees have to make certain choices. Paraphrasing like people have only a limited amount of time, so it is inevitable they focus on areas that are measured and
Excuse me,
rewarded.
doctor. I can't hear you well. I can't hear you well. Can you raise up your voice?
Yes, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I choose already A. By quoting Dixon Woods in the second paragraph, the writer shows that the professor understands why healthcare employees have to make certain choices. It is like people have only a limited amount of time, so it is inevitable they focus on areas that are measured and rewarded.
Okay. Can you determine where did you find the answer or the meaning of this answer in the paragraph?
The meaning of this, like people have only a limited amount of time, so it is inevitable they focus on areas that are measured and rewarded.
Okay, which row or
Like
which sentence? Because I can't find it.
last line,
The last
last
line.
two lines,
People.
last two lines.
Okay. People have only a limited amount of time, so it's inevitable that focus or they focus on areas that are measured and rewarded. And your answer says understands
Okay.
why healthcare employees have to make their certain choices. Yes, that's right. And add to that also the previous two or three sections or sentences. Also, this is which equals for the effort substitution. So this is the writer's opinion uh, from here to here, and here explains why the healthcare employees have to make certain choices.
It is right or not?
Yes, your answer is right. Uh, let's go for the next slide. Question number 10.
D. The answer is D. I think so. I'm not quite sure, but
B or D? B for book
D.
or D for dog?
Dog.
Okay, D.
Yes.
Okay, why did you choose this answer?
That the information recorded on them does not always reflect the reality. Because here in the paragraph,
Take your time. Take your time to find the correct answer.
okay, um, her research found that the checklist might have little impact and in some situations might even make things worse. You can hear me?
Starting from the second or third line.
Yes, that she found that in the research, a checklist may have little impact and in some situation might even make things worse. Is that true?
Okay. Do you see this sentence fits with your answer?
Yes, and again, sometimes, nurse may look like tick using this box ticking exercise. Sometimes they tick the box even for patients they didn't have had antibiotics, and they only take in the antibiotics. That's sometimes it's in the answer they said, not always, like sometimes information mentioned in the checklist, it's not real. I just from understanding. Hello.
I'm hearing you. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
following you. Okay. What about starting from this section or this part? The checklist sometimes introduce new risks. Nurses would use the list as book taking exercises. They would take the books to see the patient had their antibiotics when there were no antibiotics in the hospital. For example, they also reinforced the hierarchies. Nurses had to try to get surgeons to do certain tests, but the surgeon used to blah blah blah. Starting from here to here, the meaning of these three lines, that the information given on the checklists are not showing or expressing the reality or the actual patient's case.
Yes,
So
it might be, but it may include other answer also, because
yeah,
there is a jargon between surgeon and nurses as well. So if I concentrate in this, I might be into the other options, like nurse and surgeons are both reluctant to deal with them, and the answer B and answer C.
yes, that's right, but not always depend on excluding. No, you have to also you have to search the actual meaning which fits with the correct answer.
Okay.
So here in this paragraph, it's clearly mentioned that the nurses doing the uh, ticking for these checklists like exercises, and this means that the data or information given on these checklists doesn't reflect the reality or the patient's case or the actual patient's case, and that's why the correct answer is D. The information recorded on them doesn't always reflect reality.
Okay.
Okay, Dr.
So
Raj.
D, I'm right. So, oh, thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Question number 11. Do you
Uh,
want to discuss this question?
yes, it's okay.
Okay,
Question 11. I have a problem for it, but my answer is D, lack of consistency.
lack of
Um,
consistency. Okay, why did you choose this answer?
because it was mentioned in the paragraph that there is lack of standardization and harmonization in the system. It was mentioned there is uh, not even the difference in the between hospitals, but also between units, and even between shifts. So
Mhm.
the problem mentioned here, um, uh, first I chose poor communication, then I changed my mind to lack of consistency. There is no consistent way between units and harmonization in the hospitals.
Okay, so they didn't follow a single standardized system for the whole organizations. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's right. And this is what meant by lack of consistency. Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Question prompts is what point about patient safety is the writer making by quoting Dixon Woods comparison with climate change?
Mhm.
My answer is B. It isn't clear who ought to be tackling the situation.
Okay,
I get it
first thing,
out.
let's determine the needed paragraph to be read.
Um,
Which paragraph?
number 5.
So this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Is it right?
Right.
Okay.
Uh, Dixon Woods compares the issue of patient safety to that of climate changes in the sense that it's a problem of many hands. There are many hands, speak about many hands, many actors, each contribute the outcome, but there is difficulty in determining where the responsibility for solving this problem lies. From this meaning, I get the answer is B.
Yes, that's right. So they didn't determine who's responsible for this issue to tackle the situation or to deal with. Is it right?
Right, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Let's check the correct answers. And you can compare your answers with the correct answers. Who's got 6? 6 of 6. Okay, Dr. Dia, 5 of 6. Dr. Ibtihal, 6 of 6. Great. Dr. Abdullah, 4 of 6. Dr. Ahmed, 5. Dr. Aaron, 5. Dr. Tumba, 4. So this slide is more challenging than the previous ones. Okay, let's start. Okay. Okay, let's go for the next slide. And after that, we will check the correct answers. Sorry. Could you write your answers for the 8 questions? Okay, check the correct answers. Write down your scores. Dr. Ahmed 4, Dr. Dia 6, Dr. Aya 5, Dr. Ibtihal, I think 5, Erin 4, Tomba 5. Okay, again, regarding part C in reading, I know it's very challenging, so you have to practice more and more, and every time you practice, you have to know why did you choose this or certain answer. You have to put yourself under stress and practice more and more to get the strategy and to improve your skills while reading and understand the or express the meaning for each paragraph. So you will be able easily to know or to determine the correct answer. Okay, doctors. Regarding today, this is the end for today's session. And if you have any questions regarding anything in listening or reading, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to help.